What we're doing today is we are working on Photoshop. So the first thing you do is you're going to have to go to my computer and you're going to go under Shared and Groups and Yearbook and Pictures, and then you're going to find wherever you're trying to Photoshop, you're just going to come in here. You're going to pick one. So I'm going to go to Sports. Let's see, Sports. Then you're going to go to wherever your picture is, you're just going to go find it. So I am going to go edit a soccer picture. So scroll till you find it and you click it. As soon as it finishes loading. Okay. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to right click it and you're going to go to Open With. And there's going to be options here, and sometimes there might not be Photoshop, but in this case there is because we were just using it. So you're going to click on Photoshop and the picture is going to open in Photoshop. Alright, so as soon as it loads, again.
Okay, so once you're in Photoshop, there's a lot of things that you can start with, but one of the first things that I was always taught was going to the image, and then you go to adjustments, and that's where you can fix the hue and saturation, you can mess with the black and white, the brightness, contrast, color balance, but we'll start with hue and saturation, and so you click that, and there's going to be different levels for lightness and the saturation and hue, and you can adjust it higher or lower, whichever you like. So for the hue, if you make it go higher, it's going to be more like of a greeny and yellow color, and when you go lower, it's going to be a purpley-ish type of color. So usually with hue, we don't really mess with it. It's usually going to be lower. It's never really going to be higher. And then for saturation, I'm a big fan of saturation, of making it go higher because it makes it look super cool, but you don't want it to go too high or it'll look kind of like a little cartoony. But usually if you go lower, it's going to be black and white, and nobody wants a black and white picture. So usually it's going to be around the middle or a little higher. And then for lightness, this one is really good tool, especially if you take photos at night, because you can make it a little lighter. You don't want to go too light because it'll look like this, it'll look foggy, and then if you go too low, it'll just go to black. But it's a really good tool to be able to use just to make it go a little lighter or a little lower. Okay, so now done with hue and saturation, we'll go back to image, back to adjustments, and then you can do auto levels. And that's a great tool because it will fix everything for you. But if you don't like it, you can always change what you want. But it's nice just because it'll make the picture what they think would look better with the brightness and contrast and hue and saturation. But you can always change it if you don't like it.
Alright, so we've done a lot of things with image and adjustments. Well, we're going right back there. So you can also do auto contrast, and then we go to adjustments again, and then go auto color. So from this picture, it still looks the same, but in reality, there is a huge difference. Like the sky line is a little darker, and she's a little more clearer. More perhaps. There's a lot of different things you can do. Like if the picture is too small or too big and you want to crop it, you can just crop. And you click the tool and then you drag where you want, and it'll have a little dotted box around it. So say I just want this. It's going to highlight this area. That's all the picture I want. Just double click and it just crops out the rest. And this will be like the main focus of my picture. There's a lot of different things. You can add text to it, but we normally don't because it's going in a yearbook. It's going to have text at the bottom of it anyways. And for resizing, you're going to go to image size. So for image size, this is going to show how big it is or how big it can fit. So you always change the width. Yeah. And so this was like 3,000. So let's go 4,000. So it's going to zoom in. So that's how big your picture is overall. So that means that when you're going to put it in, you have a small box. you can have a bigger picture in there instead of like a tiny little picture. And you can change this anytime, so back to image size, and you want it smaller, bigger, doesn't really matter. Let's see. For photos, even if you think you have the best picture, it can always be better. You always need to Photoshop. And even if you just need like the main little ones, go to auto levels, auto contrast, and auto color. Those are like the 3 big ones that you just have to have. Your picture may be perfect, but this will make it even better. Layers. So for layers, you actually have to go and pick out 2 photos. So we already have one pulled up. So we're just gonna go, pick another one. It doesn't really matter what pictures you're trying to layer. I mean, you kind of want them to look close together, but we're not going to care about that. Alright, so this is really zoomed in. So we are going to zoom out. So you're going to find your little zoom tool. It's all the way at the bottom. You're just going to click it, but it don't zoom in, so we're going to zoom out. That's what I wanted to do. Alright, so you're going to have to make these small, so you have 2 small little pictures. And this one, I'm going to get this one small as well. So, there we go. Alright, so we have your 2 pictures. All you got to do is take a picture for one, pull it over, and pull it like that. And they're layered. So now you can adjust where it is on the screen, and you can move it up and down, I guess. So maybe if I want it down here. So what I can do is on the right side of your screen, it's going to say that whatever one I just pulled over, which is that group shot of everyone, it's going to say layer 1, and the picture of the goalie will be layer 2, or considered the background. So what you can do is there's the little button over here, and it says layers, and you go to normal. So you can go, let's see, we're going to darken. That doesn't look too good. So you're just going to keep playing around. You can lighten it, and see, you got the team down here, and you got the goalie up here. So you can still move this picture around for wherever you want it. So I think that looks pretty cool. You can do so many different things. Let's see, screen it, and if you don't like it, you can go back to normal, and there's a little button over here, and it says like 100%. Well, you can do